Hey, how are you doing? It's a rainy day, isn't it? And I see that you're looking a bit weary and tired. It's good that you've got out of the rain. Now that you're out of the rain, let's get you comfortable, relaxed. Let's make you feel good. You can still hear the rain and enjoy the sounds of it just nicely without actually being in it. Nice to hear the rain, isn't it? Without being in it. I find the sound of the rain very relaxing, very calming, very peaceful. Don't you? You want to just lie back and enjoy the rain sounds. You want me to tell you a story? Okay, I can do that. I can tell you a story. Would you like to hear about the wizard who tried to tame the rain? You would? Okay. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. There once was a wizard who lived in England, in a place called Cornwall, down on the west coast, right down in the bottom left corner, southwest is where he be. He lived in a house on a cliff by the beach, and he so enjoyed walking along the cliff and down the stairs onto the sand. He loved it on a nice sunny day. Beautiful, so beautiful. Particularly when the water was so crystal clear and the little coves would form in the clean sand. It was like something out of a painting. Filled him with so much joy. But being England, it would inevitably rain. And it would come with such short notice, a surprise at the best of times, never to be planned for, never to be organized around. Such is the way in the UK. And is frustrated the wizard greatly. Even in the summer, there was no escape from the random rain. One day it could be not a cloud in the sky, as far as the eye could see. And the next day could be torrential rain, without a patch of blue as far as the eye could see. This made the wizard sad, for he loved his home and the surrounding environment, and it looked so much better in the sunshine than it did in the rain. He found the rain sounds relaxing, but it made it all look so gloomy and grey. He wanted to wish the rain away. He wanted to see the green grass and trees with the sunlight shining through them, and then head down onto the sand of the sea. The wizard practiced magic all the time, forever developing his skills. He had a beautiful clock tower on the cliff edge, and here in this tower is where he practiced his magic, being inspired by the beautiful views of the land behind him and the sea in front. So one day the wizard had an idea. What if he could make the rain go away? What if he could control it? Then he could have his sunny days. So the wizard worked long and hard, and he put all his time into finding out a way of controlling the rain. He didn't have the spell books necessary, so he had to travel around London, York, Edinburgh, Cardiff, Dublin, Belfast, Paris, Berlin, Madrid, Rome. Eventually, he found all of the magical material he needed, and he worked very, very hard, developing the power to control the rain. He was confused. He could not understand why it had not been done before. For as much as he searched, he realized that no wizard or witch had ever, no sorcerer or druid had ever tried to control the rain. Turning any kind of metal into gold, now that had been tried and possibly achieved. But no one had ever tried to control the rain. Strange, he thought, but never mind. Even better, he would be the first, and he would become a legend for his achievement. His name would be remembered forever in the magical world for his remarkable discovery. He would add to the spells rather than just learning them. He would be a scholar of magic. He would be incredible inspire. It took him a long time and a lot of trial and error, but eventually the day came. The first day of rain he had waited, and he was sure it would work. Went outside, being soaked by the torrential downpour, and he stood on the cliff edge, and he cast his spell, commanding the rain to stop and to go away. It just started to disappear, and the clouds faded, and eventually there was nothing but blue sky. He noticed some neighbors off in the distance come out of the house, looking up at the sky confused. They were smiling though. How wonderful, lovely clear day had emerged from the gloom of the greyness. The wizard returned to his home, pleased. The next day, sure enough, the sun shined, and the wizard was overwhelmed with joy. He had created a beautiful haven for himself that he could continue to enjoy all year round. The days went on like this, and days turned to weeks. The wizard was so pleased. One day, the wizard came out, and as he stepped on the grass, he noticed a crunching sound. He looked down, confused. Perhaps he had stood on something that shouldn't be there. But to his dismay, it was the sound of the grass. Dry, yellow, almost brown, crushed, broken, dehydrated. He looked around, and this was the case as far as the eye could see. The once green and luscious hills in the distance were crumbling, disintegrating because of the dryness. The trees were withering and dying. The land was turning into a desert. The neighbors were worried, asking him if he knew what was happening. The wizard felt so ashamed. He looked at the ground, realized the damage he had done, the cracks in the soil. He did not tell the neighbors what he had done with the magic, but simply said he would look into it. He decided he needed to act quickly. He tried many different spells, but nothing would work. He longed for the rain to return. After many weeks and much more destruction, the wizard fell to his knees and cried. He cried and cried and cried. His neighbors came over and asked what was wrong, and he confessed to them. At first they were angry, but then they saw the sadness, and they put their hands on him, told him it would be all right. And then something remarkable happened. As the tears fell down his face and hit the ground, the grass started to transform, and it spread. It spread so quickly throughout the whole land. The trees began to reform and flourish, and then a mist rose up from the ground, up into the air, and clouds began to form. And then it happened. The rain fell, and it fell hard. Torrential rain, and everybody cheered. The wizard could not understand, but was so pleased. He spent the next week looking through his spell books, trying to work out what had happened. And then, right in the back of one of his books, he found a page he had not seen. It was handwritten bizarrely, and it said this: "If in case you make the foolish decision to try to control the rain, and you succeed, as I did, the only thing that will fix it are the tears, your tears, of your honest cries for forgiveness. This will release the spell." The wizard was so relieved and learned a very important lesson that day. There are some things you should not try to meddle with, especially in the world of magic. Now when the wizard goes for a walk, he really enjoys his time in the rain. He takes an umbrella with him, but sometimes he just pulls it to one side and lets the rain hit his face. He sees a beauty in the grey clouds now that he never saw before. No appreciation. So, as you sit here and relax, remember what the rain does for us. Then you can see it in a new way and really enjoy the rain.